live with a New Year's new moon energy reading. I am the hostess with the mostest, the high priestess Phoenix. I am your spiritual healer, teacher, shaman, seer, oracle, light worker, starseed, earth angel, mystic, medium, psychic, witch, yogi, guru, evangelist, North American Sybil. I am your messenger God, the first child of God, the Lilith reincarnated. In order to keep up with me, you would have seen when I posted my community page, my latest live video, and anything in my shorts. Let's take a deep breath, everyone. What's up with today? The energy is so weird. Really? I could see it in the streets. I don't know where all the people were. It was like a ghost town. Really? It was strange. There's a strange energy. And it started, the weather was one way, and then I went upstairs and I came down and it was a totally different way. Really? Get out the way, bro. Get out the way, bro. My solar plexus was going off first thing in the morning, and I knew that because we're having a solar eclipse. So I was like, oh, that's lovely. I had spoke to you guys yesterday about what this means, is that your darkest shadow comes to light, which of course is my sexuality is coming to light. And it has always been vilified and demonized. And as much as I'd like to say I have some kind of control over it, I don't. And that's why I didn't get it. They didn't give it to me until I could show control and restraint. So this is going to be a test of the fittest. Realistically, don't tempt a bitch. Don't tempt a bitch. Really? Just saying. So I'm dealing with that, and that's highlighted in my life. Realistically, it is one of my biggest sins. Really? Like, I had to say something there. God gave you love for one person, not for you to just go around giving it to whoever you fucking want. Really? Huh? That's the conversation God always tries to have with me. Lilith, I made you to love that man. You know, God, there's some really great men out there. So we're talking about that. I don't know. Let's just start fresh. Really? Yeah. Let's see. I was guided to grab a Kali card, the Notoria, and the Crows. Really? Here we are. I'm just going to pull them out. Oh, the Page of Cups. What is that? Loving. Pages, princesses are, oh, Lord have mercy. Do we have a mixed deck? Oh, goodness. Really? Yes. I like it. I think everybody knows what that means, realistically. Hey. Okay. And we're done. Does anybody need me? Are you guys good? You got the message? This is the difference between being an oracle and a fucking tarot reader. Really? No. No, it doesn't work like that. My ear is itching. Really? Awkward. Awkward. And let me get these guidebooks out and we'll talk about the energy. I had a lot of information, a lot of shit going on, but I can't access any of it. I'm trying to think. I was like, is there anything you wanted to speak on? There was a lot of stuff. Oh, I shared something really funny in my dude, you guys. My windows are down and I cannot open my eyes. I am literally crying and laughing for a good solid 5 minutes, bro. I'm like holding my cheeks because it's so funny. Really? Yeah. I thought that movie was Grandma's Boy. I didn't know it was Beer Fest. I kept thinking it was Grandma's Boy. It was Beer Fest. She's not let me heat up beer. So funny. Really? Yeah. I don't know where we're going. I'm serious. I am not grounded at all. I am literally a balloon with not too much helium that's just literally floating. It's not rising to any occasion. It's just floating, and the wind is pushing it a lot on a day like today. Really? I'm floating. All I got to do today is float my ass over to to Target and get some papers and send those over. That's all I got to do. I'm not, and laundry. But I think they're fucking with me. Really? I packed them hella clothes. I can see a big ass bag of clothes right there. There's a big ass bag of clothes over there, but there's a big ass bag of clothes over here. So I don't think laundry is fully necessary. I haven't seen Mr. Rogers, but then again, I've been hanging out with Bob Ross all day. So I'm not sure. We'll see if I do that. But I'm not pushing myself to do anything. Realistically, it's a holiday. You're not supposed to do chores. And even though I was bleaching the shit out of my my room this morning, I had so much respect to what I was doing because normally when I do it, I'm like, "You're so crazy, dude. Why can't you just stop doing this?" And then this morning I did it. As I walk in and my room smells like a pool, which is the bleach. I was like, I don't care. I don't care. Really, I like that. Want to know something? Yesterday, when my kids heard my video, I got off of my chair and I looked up and they had cleaned up each of them, their rooms. Like they felt sorry. They're like, oh, I didn't know that's why she's so trippy. Really, I looked up, my daughter had the bed made in her whole place, and so did my son. I didn't tell them. That's why I said I don't force my kids to do chores and for different reasons. It's not like they don't know how, and I don't take the time to teach them how to do shit. Realistically, no, and that goes into some other shit. It's like people don't know. You need more information to understand the situation. And realistically, people have always cashed out on my OCD. They're like, no, she'll take care of it. She'll clean it up. Watch. Really? Because I can't. I can't feel comfortable in a dirty space. Really? I just can't. Some people, they didn't, they weren't psychologically, you know, fucked up in that type of way where they just grew up. Their parents didn't tell them to clean. They didn't clean themselves. They were used to dishes. They were, they grew up comfortable in these kind of atmospheres. But I did not. So like trap houses and dirty chicks and dirty cars and dirty dirties and dude, when I got to my sister's house, bro, for real, I scrubbed her bathtub for like 40 fucking minutes. And I was kind of upset because by the time I was done, it looked like a brand new bathtub, which indicated to me that she didn't know no better. And I always had to have this understanding with my sisters because they didn't have a woman in their life. So when I got in and I started doing that type of shit, you know what I mean? It was leading by example. I'm not going to yell at you and tell you how to do something. I'm going to get in and do it and show you how it's done. And that's that emperor shit, is just taking action. Realistically, I'm funny, bro. I'm funny. It's not that I'm judging you, bro. It's just that I'm literally. So you can hear all my stories. I go to Mr. Plums and totally fucking clean out every crevice and get all his old shit out and do all that shit. Do that shit everywhere I go. You know what I mean? I told you, imagine me living in the car. You think it was dirty? You think I was in a dirty place and I'm a dirty girl? Hell no, bro. I was out there fucking shit. Hell no. But that's how I was raised. And so I was very much projective on dirty girls. I remember, I'll never forget, I was in Mexico and I asked my brother's wife or baby mama to mop the floor for me. And she's like, okay, but I never mopped before. And I'm just looking at her like, what? She just never had. And her mother never mopped the floor and never taught her to mop the floor. And she was very young at this time, totally forgivable, a teenager. She'd never mopped the floor. Seriously? And that goes back to, you know what I mean? Just simple things that are taught, going back to checking your oil, transmission fluid, filling up your liquids and shit. If somebody didn't teach us, then we don't know until somebody teaches us. And it's not that simple. You have to remind us, you know what I mean? You have to, it's instilling new behaviors and patterns. Really? So I told you, like the one, I've said it before, I can't break this. I try, but I can't. And it's not a terrible thing. And that's why I said some of them need to be broken because it's just unhealthy and it makes for an unhealthy atmosphere. You know what I mean? Some of these patterns and shit like that. And that's what I change about myself, is being far more flexible, understanding, you know what I mean? Compassionate, empathetic to people, places, and things rather than having to have it my way, right? Just so I can feel good about shit. So I learned how to do that, but there's certain things, you know what I mean, that, the programming it's good programming, regardless to where it came from, which was probably, you know what I mean, a traumatic place. It's still good programming. Really, not all bad things are bad, or not all things that, doesn't matter where it came from. So what I'm looking at that. Really? That's another thing too. Okay, before I got online, there was this video I shared. Joe Bart shared a video that said, when friends grow apart. I did not watch it, but it happens. You must understand that at some point there should be a better chance than what it is, that you're going to outgrow this person mentally. That's all it is, mental. If not, then I don't know, you're on the same wavelength as this person and that person and the other. I don't know if that's a good thing or bad. Realistically, like minds, right? Like attracts like. But you'd like to be watching yourself progress through, you know what I mean, society, time, different things to be to a place like me, where I started out in the streets and learned how to speak, Spanish and street lingo, all the way to where I can approach, politicians, authoritative figures, fuck, you name it. I don't have a problem speaking with any of these people because I don't have a place where I think a celebrity is above me, and I don't have a place where I think people are below me. And that's what gives me a cutting edge, is because I've been through so many walks of life. I walked myself through life through this very many layers of society, that I can relate and adapt to any society, any part of society, mostly because I've either been there and done that, or I've already, you know what I mean? I know how to, I don't know. I guess you would say shapeshift. Really? Yeah. Something like that. So when it comes down to it, he had said something about that. Next thing I saw was Steve's Love Tarot said something. He shared this 36-year cycle, and he's like, there's still hope for this relationship. What does that mean? Why is you guys want to hold on to some shit so fucking bad? I thought I did irreparable damage yesterday by my truth. And you want to come out here and say, but wait, there's still hope. There's always hope. But let's get to the point here. I have out fucking grown you, and you will not be able to be in my presence until you outgrow your childish behaviors. Until fucking Russ steps it up, Marshall or Bobby, any of you. I've outgrown the bullshit. It does not mean I don't love you. It doesn't mean that I don't care about you. It means that I will not entertain you and your bullshit. I don't find your life entertaining. That's where it ends, bro. And one thing you must understand is people don't change overnight. It takes you forever to even think about it. Then to make, even the singlest change and then keep reinforcing that change takes even more time. This is a marathon of change. And you guys are just trying to be the best version of yourself. You don't even know what that looks like because you haven't even got to the next version of yourself. You're still hanging around with the same old life. It's not limited to the people, bro. Look at your closet. How much of that is old? How long have you been in this place? How long has your life not changed? And you like it like that. Which means this is as good as you motherfucking get. Russ thinks it's an album. After he does so much albums, he's like, he's going to be the best version of himself. He thinks the best version of himself is an album. Lewis thinks the best version of himself is a race. He can prove that he's his best version when he gets that 8-time world championship. Only then can he show people that he is the best version of himself. In the pursuit of becoming what is obviously, I wouldn't say the worst version, but the most hidden version, the true version of what you really are, which is your shadow. As I explore mine and expose it, you do too, but I do it with understanding, and I do it with integration, where you do it with humiliation and desperation. Really? Yeah. You're going to have to learn that, bro. Like your mother loves you, or how she should have. I love you. I will always love you. But hell nah, you're not coming in my house like this. I'm not disowning you. I'm telling you to clean your fucking act up before you come back in my house, which is in my life. I'm not settling for this shit, Bobby. Get the fuck out of my life with that shit. I told you a billion times, bro. A billion times. And you know what this is? As above, so below. You had no respect for my life, and so now shall it be. I have absolutely no respect for whatever you call is your life. I don't respect the job that you do because I feel like any idiot could do it. I don't respect it because I know that's your getaway from your fatherly and husband fucking responsibilities. I respect you for the things you post on your fucking Instagram, which is what? You're a father, a husband, a brother, an American and your bourbon. This is your top 5 of what makes you. You're an American drunk who's somebody's father, husband, and brother. That's you. That's your bio. That's what everyone says. That's what it says. And then for Valentine's Day, shortly, you said a man running from that which he doesn't know what it is. That's what you posted on Valentine's Day before you blocked me. Do you want to explain? Don't. Pop another pill, take another drink, and dig another ditch, bitch. Going back to Russ, I fucking love you, bro, but you're a fucking child, bro. You are my son in the backyard. It don't matter that you got a whole house. Richie Rich, you are not a man in that house. You are not a man on your own. You believe your manhood is holding up your fucking broken family since you were a child. If you don't fucking man up, you are not allowed in my fucking energy. Lewis has already banned himself. Literally, he is banned. Ban camp. Banned from my community. Really? Well, he probably always was, and I just never knew this is who he was. I will let Kanye in because I know Kanye can contribute to my community and to God's people. Lewis is nothing but a fucking self-centered clown. He showed it. He showed it on the big screen. Dude, you guys sat out there and tried to make it, you know what I mean? Tried to send a message. I got your message. That one was as loud as Juneteenth. Your little Kendrick Lamar, never. Never. Not this life, not any life, not his children or his wife is welcome in my kingdom. Like attracts like. If you're like this motherfucker, then you like this motherfucker are not welcome in the kingdom I'm creating of God. Sorry, there's plenty of churches that'll open up to you, but this is mine. This is a special coven. This is exclusive. Really? Not to people like you, Lewis. You've got your crowd. You stay up there. You are not welcome down here with us, with the commoners. And that's just how it is. Realistically, no. You think your good deeds are going to buy you into heaven? They bought you the way out. And everyone like you. You literally cursed your family this way. Nate, I'll let your children in, but that's it. I'll let your children in, but that's it. I'll let your children in, but that's it. You are not useful to God or their army. You are equally not useful. Shall I continue on of how not useful you are to society? Bobby, you had one job, to love a woman. Adam had one job, love this woman. Love her with all your heart. You couldn't do it, but I did it. And that's your problem. And that's why you'll never know God, because you can't do what God made you to do. That goes back to Lucifer over there. You better take your bitch ass back to God, or God, and that's how it is. You want love, it comes from God. Nobody else. Nobody else will love you. You will be deprived of love and have that hole in your heart, Russ, for the rest of your life. Nobody's love will ever fill that hole. You need it from God. And you can't face him because you know you're not right. And you won't do what you need to do to be right in the kingdom of God, which is here on earth. It's not in those fucking rules of the church, bro. It's in the rules of your heart. All day it's telling y'all to do something, and you don't listen to it. You have no heart, which means you don't have a soul. You sold it for what? What did you get out of this? I got a new Ferrari. I got a new car. I got a new house. I got a new wife. None of which will bring you happiness. Now you sit in your new car and your beautiful house. I'm hearing that song. Watching the days go by. I don't know the lyrics. I can hear it playing really loud. And you might think to yourself, confirmation. Get out of my fucking information. Really? Yeah, one day. In a million days, I don't know. You got like 35 years. I don't see you in any part of my fucking future. Really? Because you don't have one. What you're doing is unuseful to what we're not going the same way, bro. You're going to hell. I'm going to heaven. which is you're in hell and I'm leading people to heaven. Realistically, we're in the same place at the same time, but we're not going this. You know what I mean? Mentally, we're not there. Why? Well, there's whale shit, as I always say, and then there's the way that you think. You think only of yourself and so highly, but yet you want everyone to fucking love you. You want to be God so bad. You want to be God amongst men. You want your mommy to clap for you. You want everyone to bow. You want everyone to stand. You want all the praises of your peers and all the people that said that they were good, that you wasn't shit. You need them to tell you that you're good. Take a bow. Take a bow. You sound like Lewis, but it's all of you. You're just sitting there to pop the champagne, bro, to sit there with a big old smile with your little number one ribbon. God damned you, didn't he, though? Okay, keep on with your, your successful life. Realistically, no, there's no hope for my past relationships. Let's start with the fact that you don't even think anything's wrong with you. You think something's wrong with me. That's lovely. Okay, so go away. You don't even believe in what I do, so go away. There's so many reasons I can tell you to go away. Like, just go away. Go crawl into a hole with your shitty ass feelings, your unrealized fucking imagination. Take your lotion and go to motion until God comes to pick up your sad soul. Really? Seriously. Just keep digging that ditch, Bobby. One day you might fall in it and it'll be over. No more suffering. You don't have to take care of this bullshit ass life that you work so hard for. Really? One day, Russ. One day, you won't be taking care of that bitch ass mother and bitch ass father and her bitch ass children and your bitch ass girlfriend. One day, God will come and rescue from this shit by taking the soul out of this pathetic life. And then you'll have to learn it all again because you obviously didn't learn it this time. But I don't know, bro. I don't know. All I'm supposed to do is give you the keys to the kingdom. It's your ass that needs to fucking walk through the gates. And speaking of which, I saw something about Kevin Gates this morning. Since the beginning, I knew Kevin Gates was a demigod and I was supposed to activate him on Red Rocks. I saw something this morning where he was talking about his psychic abilities. He's like, I don't know why I'm about to tell you this story. And he tells the story that he saw a fucking premonition about something terrible, his cousin killing himself or something. He said he told his mom about it and it happened the very next day. He's always been prophetic. I was like, at this point, get it, Gates, Kevin Gates, I'm the gatekeeper. Maybe he's my other witness. Maybe he's just slowly being awoken. He does have great powers and great authority given to him by the gods. He is a demigod. You guys were actually God created gods amongst men, but you're nothing more than the mirror of what mankind is, and it's just pathetic. Marshall can never be more than his peers while he's participating for the same prize. And that's the same thing as going on to Lewis. It's like you don't enter the Hall of Fame while you're still, you know what I mean? And that's why LL Cool J hit you so hard with that. He knew what he was saying. He knew what he was saying when he said it, and I thought it was so disrespectful. I knew what it was, but you didn't catch it. He took a fucking jab at you he punched you so good in your balls. You know what he said about Eminem? He said he's the best student I've ever seen. He called you a fucking student. Not a professor, not a leader, not a fucking forefather, not an OG, bro. He called you a fucking student of the game. And I called it out on that. I was like, bro, he looks down upon you and you're over there. It's my favorite rapper. Dude, he never even rapped. And you couldn't wait to make a song with this guy, bro. That's what shows. Your guys' inner child shows at any age. It's so pathetic. Again, if Pac was here, he would have not done all that. He would have I already know, and I don't even need to explain that. The rap was just the fucking vessel he needed to make the change. Kobe, same thing. The fucking game. Shut up, bro. Just shut up. I want to hear another word that comes on none of your guys' albums, bro. The Look at Me fucking festival. Going back to a Steve's Love Tarot, you're just as pathetic as the rest, trying to get people to hold on to the past. We are letting go of a 36-year fucking cycle. We are starting a brand new one. Anything needs to be burnt away in the fucking flame of this fire. Why? Because if it doesn't start new, then it's over. If you're not a new person tomorrow, then you're over today. Really? I don't want the old version of you. Jonica loves Russ. She loves this version. She wants to keep the old Russ and Russ and Russ. Fuck you, bitch. If you don't grow the fuck up, I don't never want to see you. You are not a man in my eyes. And I told you that when I fucking rejected you all those years ago. You have the potential to be the man that God made you, but you want to be a boy in the hood and think it's all good. Grow up and start becoming a leader. And how do you do that? You start taking lead on your own life, bro. That's all of you. Fucking Groundhog's Day. What you doing today? Nothing. Okay, then. Really? Let me get on with my preaching. Really? I mean, seriously, though. Page of Cups. Number 34. There's no hope for you the way you are. And the longer you stay that way, the further I get away from you. We all started out the same. We started this race at the same time. Look at yourselves and then go look at Mike Stud. Or Steve, Todd, whatever he calls himself. You guys know his story. He hit the dark night as soon as I did, and he lost everything. I gave mine up. He lost it. He rebuilt himself in the image of God, and he uses this platform to share inspiration and spirituality, to use his voice as a creative voice for God. He rebranded himself in the name of God because God branded the shit out of his heart, mind, and soul. He changed his ways. He stopped being that arrogant fucking person. He grew up real fucking fast. He had to learn some real fucked up lessons fast. His friends betrayed him. He lost his business. His girlfriend left him. He was literally living on a boat. But he kept a good attitude. And he learned. And he got into spirituality. Not the same shit. He's not pulling cards. But he got all of this. He went to gurus. He went inside, not outside. And while he was doing that, God gave him an army to rebuild this. Now, I do get mad at him for not taking the full plunge, but he's doing what God called him to do. Kanye attempted, a very small attempt many years ago. God gave him everything he wanted. Now you're a billionaire, you got a wife, you got kids. Now you come and work for me. Bring your family to God and bring your people to God. No, he didn't want to do that, bro. He wanted to be a billionaire and he wanted to be Kanye. When you're ready to stop proving yourself to your mom and your brothers and your sisters, and you're ready to give your life to God, then he's going to make you a leader for your brothers and your sisters and your parents. But right now, just trying to show off to them isn't going to work. Really? Let God show you off instead of you running around trying to show how great you are. Once you start showing how great God is, that really shows how great you are. But you can't fake this. And that was Russ trying to make that song in the dirt. Didn't know how to use. He goes out in all white. Who put together this video? You should have got with NF. At least his are dark and dingy. Anybody knows how to do videos better than Russ. Really? That's what it is. I can do it. I can do it. I can make my own clothes. I can do this and I can do that and I can do this. Take it easy, Lucifer. You're trying to be the best in every area of life, but you have no control on any area of life. You're ever fleeting. Whatever, you know what I mean? And that's your girl too. Whatever whatever butt you smell last is where you're chasing. You fucking brown noser. No dirty jokes. Okay, let's move on. Realistically, I mean, seriously, you don't have a future. You're the past. You're living in the past. That should tell you everything you need to know. Moving on. I'm just saying that. Why do you guys keep trying to hold on to some shit? Oh, I'm going to go back and see if this works. You're going to go touch fire again and say, did you put on a flame retardant suit? Are you the flame retardant person out here? You're retardant. I'm not using the word you're not supposed to. Retardant. That's not the right word. I know, but I could get in trouble for the other one. Shut up. All right, moving on. What are we saying? What's his name? Lehaya calls for, is this the right one? 34. Calls for obedience towards the divine. Told you. One important to realize every great work. Our emotional side may interfere, make us impatient, discordant, even hostile in the face of difficulties, especially if they drag out. Self-control, mercy, and appeasement characterize the essence deposited in our subconscious that will enable us to master our passions and to achieve greater gratification in the future. Oh, God. What? Saw Wolfman again. That was my downloads this morning. They're literally, it's like a process of elimination, and they're trying, it's like these fucking attractions. Realistically, damn it. It's not you, it's me. I told you this a million times, but don't add to the fire, bro. While I'm trying to fight my mind, you're over there fucking making it worse. Being an asshole, that makes it worse. Don't be an asshole. Don't be an asshole. You know you're being an asshole. You know you're being a cocky dick when you pull out your dick and try to cock someone. Are you peacocking me? I'm serious, bro. Don't be an asshole. Why do you have to be so asshole, bro? Even the girls felt it, dude. Morgan, all of them, you're so... It's not just me, bro. You do come off as a cocky asshole. Even fucking Kanye doesn't come off like that. You try to just push yourself. You're very... It's beyond dominant. It's bullying. You try to, like, you know what I mean? Overassert yourself in the way that you speak, in the way that you push your message on people. I'm just saying, dude, could you be a little more passive and a less aggressive? Just a little? Do you have any kind of, like... Sorry. I was like, do you have any fucking kind of chill, bro? It's like, I'm trying to be kind to you, but your kind is hard to be kind to. You just think yourself all so fucking mighty and grand. And every time I see you, I just want to fucking punch you in the face. Why? Just to make you wake up. Because you're just sitting there with this look on your face like somebody needs to tell you something about yourself. Really? When I said that, bro, all of the girls get a terrible vibe off of you. And you're like, well, fuck your girls. My girls are street girls, bro. We read people. We've been in these streets, bro. We read you. And matter of fact, I'm narrowing you down to Imperial Beach. Really? I feel like you come from IB. Really? Mm-hmm. That's what kind of dude you give me. And that's how much I be in Dago. The place you're running from, I was all over that place, bro. I think you're from Imperial Beach. Really? It says a lot about you. But I'm just saying, you do that outward bravado, it's fake. And we can sense it. But it's like, it calls for, it's that same shit that Sophie gives off. Really? It's not welcoming. People don't, you know what I mean? There's something about me, even though I'm very, you know what I mean, poisonous. I'm friendly and I'm open and I'm, you know what I mean? People, I'm approachable. They enjoy me. You're not that. You're not approachable. You go in, I can see you, dude. You go in as, you know what I mean? You go in curious, like, hey, I'm just traveling and this and that. But right away, you flip. And me and Marshall seen it in that Sagittarius video. Realistically, you flip personalities and you turn into this, you know what I mean? Almost like a Knight of Wands. You put the fucking mask on and you try to be all hard and shit. I don't know where it comes from, where you literally just turn into a hard ass. I do something like that too, but you walk in more of that than needs to be. Marshall doesn't have to portray it from his outside. And actually, if you watch his actual physical demeanor when he's moving, you can see his vulnerability in how he holds his body, how his hands are always put down. He's trying to hide his face. He's trying to not be seen. That alone shows the insecurity, but not you. You're trying to look over the crowd. You're trying to puff your chest out and keep your shoulders up high. Like maybe that's military stuff that you saw them walk, the commanders. And so you think you have to have this commanding energy. But even, you know what I mean, being with Camp Pendleton and the fucking, you know what I mean, the Marines, you're not that. It's just an outward bravado of your mind. And I can understand why you need to do that when you're crossing territories and boundaries and you're single. I had that too. But I'm saying using it all the time against just people makes you look ignorant and makes you look annoying. It's like, do you want to take off your gun and sit down? Do you want to take off your bra for a minute? Like, do you want to take off the chest plate and just chill with us? Or you just got to pretend like, you know what I mean? All the time, like you're walking around with fucking armor on. Really? Yeah. I was like, dude, he strikes me as the type that fucking chews his fucking toenails. And she's like, I could see that. Really? Yeah. Meaning, I get that. He is. He's real fucking, just the way you come off. Try to be softer. Again, this is only going to work if you step into your Empress energy. Otherwise, you're going to keep meeting my Emperor. We're playing chess, not checkers. I'm being honest. They're trying. They've been trying to do this for a long time. They've been trying to do this for a long time, is align us. And it's my two shadows versus yours. And so far, they can be all right until you get all fucking egotistical. And that's what happens. I match the fucking energy and I blow it away. When Bobby shuts down, dude, I shut down twice as fast. When you do this, I do this. It's a mirror effect. You're sending this energy to me. And that's how I know what kind of energy you're in, because now I'm feeling it and I either can act in it like what it is. And it's like, oh, you want to be hateful? Let's be hateful. You want to be fucking this? Let's be this. You want to be spiteful? Let's be spiteful. Really? It's running through me. Where's it coming from? In the essence, it's like, no, you're not projecting magic on me. It's your own feelings. And you're going to get them back. You're putting out bad vibes on me. You're going to get bad vibes back on yourself. But that's not what I'm supposed to do. And a lot of times I don't alchemize it. I give you straight back what you're giving. But that's where it is. And so there's a lot to be said with that bullshit. And as I'm going into this, it's like, if we're talking about a possibility of a new start, that depends on you. I'm always new. You cannot come at me on some old bullshit. You have to be a different version than what I've been dealing with. And on your way to becoming the next version, which is not a location. I was like going to say something. I'm like, oh. Wolfman, I've said this a fucking million times to you. Sitting down next to me and having a real conversation, with a candle or not, with sage or not, with a cigarette or not, with some weed or not, is going to change you. It's going to inspire you to change, right? These things happen. These things happen when you get around certain energies that push you, right? Now, going back to you guys, it was that way with you. You were originally the spark that made me push myself to be better. You as well, Wolfman. For Bobby, I wanted to get better. For Russ, I wanted to be better. For this person, I kept trying to be better for you until I got better than you. Is how this happened. I never stopped loving you. I just outgrew you. In order for us to ever connect again, you'd have to connect on my level because I'm not syncing to yours. It feels wrong. It feels small. This feels pathetic. It feels desperate. I don't want your breadcrumbs. You know what I mean? I don't want to sink to such levels. Like I have to put on a certain part of me that's not really authentically me to deal with you. I don't like that. You have to step yourself up to deal with me, or I don't got to deal with you. And that's the same thing is if you can't recognize that you're even got a problem, then that's the problem right there. Just stay away. It's not my job to keep pointing out where you suck at life and where you could be better. I do that for myself all day. And you're allowed to witness it and take that into consideration of your own lives. If not, then just watch me become amazing. That's all. I constantly think about my documentary. And all it is a crazy girl gone spiritual. Or, you know what I mean? Like, trying to put this together, it's like, how did I awaken my whole soul? That's all I need in that documentary, is to show people how I did this. but it's the same shit I show you every fucking day. So it's like, what? I can make a brand new video about it in 2 hours. Like, do I need all that footage? You know what I mean? It's the same process. Add fire. That's how it works. Really? Yeah. So this is our spirit. This is what's happening. Self-control, mercy, and appeasement characterize the sense of deposited in our subconscious that will enable us to master our passions and achieve greater gratification in the future. This is the powers, the Page of Cups, Saturn, which is pushing your limitations, Virgo, which is your structures, and the Eight of Cups, which we pulled yesterday. Yes? Yes. I might pull the Page of Cups. I'm probably not. Why? Because we have plenty in front of us. The Hangman is where you guys are always. You cannot make a decision. That was the Emperor, and that was the King of fucking Cups, and it was the Eight of Cups yesterday. You can't do this. You don't have the mind power to, because your fear is bigger than your faith. That's not my problem either. You cannot believe in that this is what you need to do. Then keep doing what you're doing and be unhappy. Stop thinking about it, I suppose. What is the aim of this endless wandering? What would the journey's end look like? You have heard answers from so many, but the truth is not your own. There are hidden passages known only to you that can take you to the heights where you might peer at the stars and scrape wisdom down from the heavens. The stars ascend before you by the thousands. The iron bars in the birdcage are a heavy burden. As you climb and the birds bristle at the captivity. But once you attain the summit, you shall fly free. Once you learn how to be free, that's all you can be. But it takes you going after your freedoms and what's holding you back. Solitude, find your own truth, search your soul, loneliness and quiet, asceticism, retreat from the community. I told you, leave me alone today. Really? No, I don't want to be around you and your problems. Your life is nothing but problems, guys. Come on. Why? Because there's no God. So, you come to me and I'm supposed to put God in your life and you feel all better because I told you what God was doing. But then you forget as soon as you leave. It was just so temporary. And then you want more of God. I'm not your connection. I told you how to do it a billion times. Really? Yeah. All right, Kali. Going back to Kali. I didn't get your guidebook. Yeah, all I got to do is walk over and upload some papers. I literally don't have to deal with anyone. And I wanted to go over there anyways. And then I'll have another great meal, the last meal for the next 40 days. Hey, I watched an amazing movie last night. It was about these kids. I didn't read the title. I kept wondering if they lived. I didn't read that they lived. I was like, oh, they do live. Really? I didn't know they lived. I didn't read the title. Really? No. I jumped into it, and these kids, these 4 children, where their plane went down in Colombia in the rainforest. And it was a big deal. The military went looking for them, but the rainforest is known to the indigenous tribes, and they don't fuck with civilization, but they came together as one. And they were talking about the spirits that were in there. They were also, at the end of it, before they gave up, they went to do an ayahuasca ceremony to ask the spirit of God where the kids were. And he had a premonition, and he said, we're going to find them tomorrow. And sure enough, dude, he found them. Really, it was a great thing. As far as the ayahuasca, again, I don't think you need to do all that. Really? I didn't. You don't have to, but it is a way, just like me and all my ceremonies. I promise you, bro, all I do is sit and that's what they were doing. They were chewing on coca leaves, which was getting all coked out, and smoking cigarettes, trying to connect with the spirit so the spirit could guide them through the forest to find these kids. And they kept finding shit. They found diapers, they found bottles. These fucking kids are seriously alive. These grown-ass men are fucking terrified, but there are 4 little babies running around this fucking rainforest, bro. They lost the dog. The only thing that didn't make it out of there was the search dog. Really? You gotta watch it. It's called Lost Kids on Netflix. Really? All she was thinking about was, I gotta keep these kids alive. I've got to find them food. I gotta find them water. She was maybe, I don't know how old they said she was, but it's in her nature to protect and provide and nurture those smaller than her. She has now become the Lord of the Woods, guided by nothing more than the gods. God protected them from the animals, or if anything, brought them animals. They didn't know where they were going. They were kids. So they were following their imagination or the spirit that kept them alive. The same imagination that those grown men tapped into took them to where the kids' imagination took them. Really? Yeah, it was a great movie. I don't know what any of that has to do with this. 42. She looks like she's on some business. Really? I'm on the business. Why'd you pull the Kali? Because we said Baba Yaga, and Baba Yaga is the Kali, which is me. Really? And I think this is my last card. Nope, 44 is. 42. All right, Kali Kalmasa Nasini. She devours darkness with her endless hunger for light, peace, and redemption. She reaches the deepest places, the darkest spaces, relentless in her pursuit of the lost and despairing. No soul shall be forgotten. Stop. God sent different people to different layers of this world to go collect souls. Jesus was out there for the sinners. This is who I'm out here to get. Really? The far forgotten, dude, in the deepest, darkest. Why? Because only I know where they are. And that goes back to it. Would I have freaked out? My skin would have, bro. First off, I don't like sweaty weather and I don't like bugs. But at that time, I would have had to control my mind and say that this is God's wish and He wishes for me to survive and He wishes for me to make it out of here. If I didn't know where to go, I would stay still until He told me. I know these things. I'd be just as frightened in the skin. But I also know with the training I'm about to do, I don't need food. I just need water. I need to find water. Stay near the water. I know that because that's where animals are. You always know to follow the water. I just have the biggest fears of the mountains. I watched the movie The Blair Witch when I was young and I was terrified of the woods. I would never go in the woods. I was sure of it after that movie. Even if the movie wasn't real, I knew there was shit in those woods. And now look at me. I'm not afraid. Really? Mm-mm. But they showed in that movie, dude, there was spirits in those woods. They were like, I've been a Catholic my whole life, but there was something supernatural. They had videos of it. It was just, the spirits of the land. Really? Yeah. Anyways, her relentless pursuit of the lost and despairing. No soul shall be forgotten, abandoned, or betrayed by her. Those that believe in their own guilt, their sin, their shame, invoke her mighty tenderness, and she feasts upon the darkness that threatens to consume them. And that's where I'm at. The people that you say are absolutely ungodly and will not turn back to God. Really? Mm-hmm. Alleviating the weight of their suffering, allowing their hearts to become light and free. And that's it too. You said witchcraft. You said all these people couldn't have Jesus, couldn't be forgiven, couldn't have the kingdom of God. I'm giving it to the sinful. You on the highest? No, you got God. You're so high on God, you don't need it. Down here, they're the ones that need it. The oppressed. You know what I mean? The widows, the children, the disabled, the deceased, the diseased and diseased. Really? Mm-hmm. And that was, St. Patrick. He was called to the barbarians, to the very people that kidnapped him as a child. So was Moses. You know what I mean? So was Joseph. He was asked to be the leader of his enemies, to go against his own and protect that. And that was Jesus, to be the leader of the enemies of his people and go against his own people in the name of, everyday people. And that's where I stand here, going against my own. I go against my own people all the time in the name of people. I see Pac. Pac had to go against his own people. And then he's showing me you, Marshall. He told you those aren't your fucking people. He knew them better than you did. And he knows what they do in the spirit, not in the flesh. And he told you those aren't your people, bro. And you never even question it. You never even question why all the West Coast had nothing to do with Dr. Dre or Snoop Dogg. You never even question it. And when he got his walk of fame, none of them were there. Not the fucking North, not the South, bro. From LA to the Bay, nobody was there to celebrate that day. Nobody celebrates Dre. Here comes Nate. Nobody other than you. You guys are loyal to the bullshit and you don't even know what the bullshit is, but it's right in front of you. It's bullshit, bro. I'm not afraid, Marshall, to take a stand. You're standing right there, dude, clapping for them, performing for them, bending over backwards because you act like you owe them something. Russ, Bobby, Marshall, fucking Lewis, you're just bent over backwards with your butt cheeks spread for the fucking, you know what I mean? Only for the fans so that your people are fed. Little wristband. She is the divine mind unleashed, so it shall raise anything built on negative foundations, and who vanquishes all evil. Hers is the power of, I can't even pronounce this. Why? Because it's got like 18 letters in it. Pash Upatarashta. Whatever. This is the Sanskrit word which refers to the ultimate spiritual weapon. It has the capacity to neutralize every weapon in the universe. The divine weapon can be unleashed in numerous ways. What is this? Given to me by God. Powers that were given to me and no other gods. I am the dark goddess. I have my own set of unbelievable gifts and powers given just to me. Included, Michael went ahead and gave me his swords too. He gave me his armor. They gave me everything I needed. Lucifer, you think you're going to fight me with no power given to you by God? Not in this life or ever? You think you're going to earn some power? He never gave you any. He gave you the power to be loved by him, and that should have been enough. But it isn't. You're out here powerless trying to get loved by everybody else. What power did God give you? What power did God give you, Marshall, that you use against humanity instead of using it to help humanity? What power do you have, Lewis? Given to you by God. What is your contribution to life? Because myself and all of my spirit guides and all of the ancestors and every one of the spirit realm that I work with, we're all given one specific power that we use. It's the power of our words to create a new reality and our belief. Martin Luther King had a dream, but it was the same dream that all of us dream. You're dreaming of personal success. You're not dreaming of a peaceful world. You're not dreaming of being a leader of change. You're not dreaming. You're sleeping. Whether its power is delivered by an arrow or a sword, or is released of thought, glance, or sound from the divine mind. And that's it. One thought, one word, and you're done. Let me give you one fucking look. You're done, and you know it. And its action is unequivalent and swift in the in the blink of an eye. Something once considered as solid as a rock is reduced to nothing. And that was it. You thought you were so rock hard, right? You had such a solid place. You were reduced to nothing. Irreparable. How can you come back from this? You can't. You must rebuild yourself in the image of God because you have crumbled in the image of man. I need a hero. I'm holding on for a hero in the morning light. Realistically, I don't know. He's got a sword and a stick and a fucking knife and all that good shit. Really? The manifestation of this power is so great that we must take pause to consider our motivations, to have kindness and detachment when disconnecting with this form of Kalima, or indeed any of her forms. Fear can make our intentions and our actions unnecessarily aggressive. But to come to Kali from a place of gentle heart and unwavering firmness of sanctuary in her wisdom. Shut up, Bobby. You don't get it. What brought us together? Sex. There was an uncontrollable sexual desire between us that was called love. And you kept denying it, and I kept denying it. When I finally gave into it, you couldn't. And you know, for all reasons why. That's not my problem. I gave in to the connection. And that's what I mean. I told fucking Wolfman, the only way you're going to make it out of this alive is if you give in to it. And that's where I'll sit here fighting, but I have no choice. I have to give in. I have to change my mind. I have to do. I don't think about you. I try not to. But when I do, I have to I have to do the work to alchemize it to make it a loving thought. I like to think about you right now. And that just means I got to work on it. Realistically, it gets to a point where the bad thoughts go away after I've worked through every one. But it doesn't help if you keep putting in bad thoughts, you know what I mean? Re-victimizing the situation with your bad behaviors. I keep forgiving you, but then I can't forget now because you keep doing it. And that's Russ. Every time I think you can't get any fucking more pathetic, you come out here and do some stupid shit like this and get me all riled up. And now I got to have sympathy for one of God's children again. The most pathetic of all of God's children, I must add. Realistically, you can see why Lucifer loved Lilith so much. Why did Lilith love Lucifer? You want the truth? I was lonely. And here comes a man, or here comes a being of God that idolizes my every. I mean, I already had all power, so he just wanted to be part of it, which gave me leadership, which was something that I wanted since the beginning. Realistically, yeah, he did what I said, and all of them too. But the only reason that we were the perfect match is because in that time we felt the same way about humanity and about God. We had the same, you know what I mean, beliefs. Me and 2/3 of God's angels all felt the same way, and we, you know what I mean? And that was it. We weren't not of the light, we just chose to live in the dark. That's what you don't understand. At any point, you can change your dark ways and go back into the light. You can choose to stop being a bitch. It's a choice. We chose, and that's where it is. Some days I choose to just sit here and be a total ass cunt. I'm going to be a total ass bitch, and I like it, and I love it. And me and Pac, and we have so much fun frying flesh. Put his limp dick on the fucking Barbie right now. Really simplistically put. But then, you know, there's the light. Like, can you please stop? Can you please come over here and be nice to people again? All right, guys, I gotta go. They're trying to make me be nice again. Have fun with that. And then I leave them. They're fine. They hate you still. I love to hate you. Why? Because I always have. Give me something to love. Then I won't hate you so much. Realistically, that's Allie. I will look at him and I'll be ready to. Never mind. I have nothing mean to say to you, really. Nope. Nah, I got nothing. I'm just going to take my evil ass somewhere else. And my evil has no power over here. Realistically, that's what it means. Their demons flee in your light. Nope, that's why I can't be around you. Nope, I'm too dark for this. I don't feel comfortable around you. Seriously? Yeah. I don't feel comfortable around Allie. He's too soft. He's too sweet. He's too loving and light. I feel like I'm going to say something. I feel like I want to say something just to make the vibe uncomfortable. Realistically, that's heaven. It's like I'm the person that's going to crack a joke that's very inappropriate and get myself kicked out of here because I don't want to be here because it's boring. Really, love and light. Is your house all white? Seriously? I mean, just saying. That's what happened. Really, God brought someone. He didn't. It didn't. I don't think God had anything to do with it, to be honest. He didn't. I mean, he saw what was going to happen, but he didn't stop it. It was like he saw the beginning to the end since this began. He just was like, okay. Realistically, when it comes to us children and even yourselves, he's not very terrible. I mean, he struck down Cain and he did some other things, but they had it coming, bro. That was, what the fuck was he going to do, dude? The whole universe just watched this guy kill his brother, bro. And we've seen this a million times. He's like, are you going to do something about this, God? Yeah, I'll take care of it. Realistically. So he took Cain out of the body and took him back and had a good talk with him. Then what? Send him back. Was he any better? No. Did he learn his lesson? No. And brothers have been killing brothers since the beginning. Are we talking about Cain and Abel? Or are we talking about Set and Osiris? Are we talking about Loki and Baldur? That's the saddest one in time. Fucking Set, we knew. I mean, Loki, you knew. It was just horrendous. Really, just horrendous. It was beautiful to have Baldur come down to, you know what I mean? To come back to the spirit realm. But it was such a terrible thing. Really? It's just like losing Kobe. It's like, man, heaven gained an angel, but God, the earth lost a god. Really? When Kobe died, I didn't know Kobe like that, but God, you could feel it across the world. Same as Michael Jackson, same as when Pac died. You could feel it, bro. That the world, Stan Lee, I cried. I cried hard when Stan Lee died. We had lost something that can never be replaced. This soul, this conscious, this image of God is gone, bro. There will never be another. Really? The beautifulness and the individuality of the soul. There's many conscious people that have the same mindset, the Kobe mindset, the thug life, you know what I mean? The imagination of Stan Lee, but they don't walk in that true soul. And that's what I said is like, Wolfman, underneath all of that exterior, just like Marshall, you are an amazing dude. That's lots of fun. Russ has it too. That's what I was so attracted to. He has this really fun guy in him. I'm a lot of fun. That's why I love Logic. He lets that fun out. He's got to be logical. He's got to be a man. He's got to do all this stuff, but he still is, you know what I mean? He's youthful. He doesn't have to grow up. He has to handle responsibilities, but he doesn't have to grow up. And that's what I mean is like, when are you guys going to mature? We don't actually. But at that point, it's like, when are you going to let this down, this image? When are you going to put this image down and just be fun and young and come play outside? Be one with the commoners. Come sit in the lunchroom with us. Come have a movie with us. Come talk to the people. Get to know some people, bro. Put on a t-shirt. Kick your bra off, dude. Take off the designer pants and fucking, you know what I mean? Put on some swim shorts. Let's go have some fun. Just be chill, bro. No, you just want to walk in with, your suit and tie and your little cape and say, look at me. Underneath that, there is a good person under there, a lot of great fun that a soul like me and other souls want to experience. They don't want you to rap to them, Marshall. People like your fans don't want to sit down with you in the studio. They want to sit down in a crowd like Jesus and just hear you talk about anything like I do. They want to hear what you think. They want to hear how you feel. They want to see you smile. They want to see you cry. They want to hear you laugh. That's all they want. They want a true connection with whoever you are. We want this at a collective level, but we want it at an intimate level too. We want to have an intimate experience with you as a person. And that's what church is. People sit down. A good delivery is you're having an intimate experience through this story of this and this verse of the Bible. You can really see the life of Jesus, the life of the people. You can really, it's like, you know what I mean? You're back in these times and you're there flat foot and wearing a fucking blanket and you're walking the times and you see it and you feel it and you make this intimate connection with them through the stories. It's what they want. It's why they buy their music, is to get closer to you. But they're further and further away from what you are anymore. We loved Slim Shady. And to let him die is to forget about us too. Because whether you want to accept it or not, and you still hate yourself for being that person lived in all of us. And that's why that person became the biggest rapper in the world, because that piece is the biggest piece of that everyone could identify with. Was a fucking asshole kid gone wild that will say anything and didn't give a fuck. It's in all of us. And to let that part of, you know what I mean, to let that part die because you're ashamed that, oh, I shouldn't have been that person. We all are that person. It lives within all of us, and that's what you should have seen. and your rise to success. The reason you rose is because of all the people, which are people like you. And then you persecuted yourself, which means, in essence, you persecute the very people that are like you, that support you. Really? Yeah. We fell in love with your shadow, Marshall. And now you want to be who you really are, but you know what I mean? Not this version of who you created, people, but that's really, that part of you really lives within us too. In order for us to fall in love with Marshall, we have to understand that Marshall thinks like us too. And that's where it is. Then you get to be like me. The real us isn't like them. We can't get them to really, and that's Russ. It's like, I can't get them to understand this. We just don't click. They don't get where I'm coming from. You can tell me, like, you get it, right? And they're like, that they don't get you. They didn't get your punchline. They don't understand where you're coming from. When you talk to them, that, you know what I mean? It's not like you're superior. Just know that you're not making a connection with these people, bro. Really? And it's nothing wrong with you. It's just that they don't have the intellect that you have. Going back to Joe Bart, it's like, I'd like to hope that you outgrew people since, you're 5-year-olds. I like to think that you're going to outgrow. If you don't outgrow someone, that means that neither one of you had a separate life experience. You did everything together, and nobody, was smarter than the other. That's what that means. Nobody outgrew the other. Nobody got smarter than the other one. Nobody got wiser than the other one. Is that because you guys held each other down, or that individually neither one of you did shit with your life? Or anytime you did something together, you did it together so that each of you could gain the wisdom of this experience. That's something I do with Marshall over here, energetic, is as I gain these, I go through these and I gain my wisdom, I give it back to him. I went through all of this to learn this lesson, and I'm going to give you this lesson that I learned. Please do something with this. I already learned it. I already learned how to tie my shoes. Now I'm showing you. Why? So you don't fumble. You don't trip and fall. I don't need this. I already got it. Now I'll spend the rest of my life, enforcing this new lesson, which is what? Check the transmission fluid. How many times, guys, did my tires fall off that I still couldn't get it? I forgot. I was like, okay, well, I kept learning how to do it, but I didn't learn it all the way. And then even to the last one, I was so sure. I broke my jack this time. Really? I forgot one part. It's like each time I learned, but then it was like the last step. I forgot the last step, which was what? Loosen the lug nuts. Before that, I had to learn you skip the lug nuts. Really? Yes, I already learned this, but I forgot it. That's what I mean. It's like reinforcing it. So going back to my tire, the first time I went to do it was in Arizona, and I got it. I got it up on the jack, and I'm about to lift it. Already, I'm making the biggest mistake that I still haven't learned, which is what? You have to loosen the lug nuts before you lift it up. Why? Because if you start pushing the tire, and I can tell you from example, you're pushing the car. And the car is on a little bar, and you're going to push this car off the bar trying to loosen them. Okay? So my first time, I was about to lift it, and here comes some guys to the rescue. Okay? The second time it happened to me, all right, so that's, no, that wasn't Arizona, it was Nevada. I was coming from Arizona, but I was already in Nevada when this happened. The second time it happened to me was in Fort Collins. So I'm taking out all the shit. I'm getting ready to do this. Some guy pulls up and he does it for me. And he gives me $100 and to go get a tire. Okay, so I didn't get a chance to do it myself again. The third time it happens is on Federal Boulevard. I pull up to an actual tire shop. So again, I didn't have to do it. How many times is your tire, bro? Oh, wait, I forgot about the one on Red Rocks. Oh, that happened before Federal. Really? Yeah. I was coming back from Red Rocks and my tire popped on I-70. So I'm sitting there and I've got it, bro. Okay, maybe I don't. At this point, I think the car is actually on the jack while I'm still trying to get the fucking lug nuts off. This is the first time I'm doing it by myself. And I've got it. And I've got the fucking thing, dude. And I'm about to get the lug nuts and I'm pushing and I'm like, come on. And then I stand on it. And I'm like, come on. I'm a big girl. I can do this. And I couldn't. So then I had to walk over to the gas station and get this 200 to 300 pound dude to come over and do it. He pushes it and he breaks the lug nut. Oh, yeah, it's a whole nother thing. Finally, let's fast forward. I go out with Bobby at the full moon of fucking Aries, and I come back, and the next morning I have a fucking flat tire. I'm like, I could do this. This is my 5th time I can do this. Right? Yeah, I'm sure of it. Again, though, I didn't unloosen the lug nuts before I lifted the car. So when I lifted the car and I tried to unloosen the lug nuts, I broke my fucking, which it was a weenie ass fucking jack that came with the car, and I'd used it how many times? You heard the story. So I broke it. And then I had to accept, there's just times in my life where I need a guy and I can't do everything by myself. And for whatever reason, I can't. But then I look at it, I was like, just maybe I need to do this one more time, but maybe I can't. Maybe it all comes down to the strength of the lug nuts that I don't have. I don't know yet. I stood on it and I couldn't get him off. But then when he got it off, he said that it broke. There was no way I was going to get it off because it was sealed by the heat. We needed all kinds of WD-40 and shit. The shit was all, so it wasn't, I look back at that and I was like, maybe it wasn't me. Maybe I could have done this. Why is this such a big deal to you? I'm just trying to do what most people can't. Really? I thought I could do it. Now, going back to your life, it's like, how many times do you got to keep doing it before you get it right? It takes time to better yourself. And when you're working on this area and then you go into another area, it's just like moving through the house. It's like you're remodeling your whole house. It's like it's never ending work. It's like never ending. It's like you go into the kitchen just to get a drink and you're like, God, this is awful. I got to work on my kitchen. And you start messing around in there and you're like, all right, I'm fucking done with the kitchen. Then you go into the bathroom and you're like, oh my God, I got to work on the bathroom. What is it? It's areas of your life. I got to work on my love life. I got to work on my social life. I got to work on my physical life. I got to work on this stuff. I got so much to do. Really? And that's why you just work on one part of your life every day. But you do need to understand that you need to work this out. You need to better nurture yourself. You need to better self-discipline yourself. You need to better yourself. But acting like you ain't got no issues and that you're all fucking high and mighty, you better get out of my face with that self. Really? Yeah. Where are we at, Callie? I don't even know. Better to trust in her divine justice and mercy than your concerns about whether or not another shall be held karmically accountable for your actions. You are really, and that's where it is like you really fucked up now. You said some fucked up shit yesterday. I said the fucking truth. I've held this in. I'm unhappy, and maybe I shouldn't have done it publicly, but I needed to because every woman needs to say these things. And yeah, I'm sorry I hurt your fucking feelings. But it's the truth. Why can't you just accept that you can't give me what I want? Why do you even try? Because you don't want me to go somewhere else. Why can't I be happy? Why do I have to be unhappy just because you are? If you lose me, then your life stays unhappy. I'm the only little bit of your happiness. And you think that you're the only little bit of happiness I got. But you're not understanding. You're causing me a lot of problems, bro. It's a happy moment for 2.5 seconds, and then it's nothing but chaos. From the moment you message me to the moment you block me, it's chaos. Non-stop. And this is your patterns, not mine. You bring your fucking chaos over here so that you can feel better about yourself. I go through all kinds of healing and shit to feel better about myself. But ultimately, none of this has anything to do with an intimate relationship that I'm trying to, have, which was what I was trying to have from the beginning. You don't have the mental capacity, the emotional capacity, or the physical strength to meet my needs. And that must hurt you. But and rather than doing something about it, you just want to be, play a victim. Oh well, she's just a bitch. Oh, well. Is it just me? Or do I really got to go deeper and say, why are women walking out of your life like this? Does it have something to do with you? And that's me reflecting. How come I don't have a man? Because I push them away. I pushed them away and I showed you why. What are you doing, dickhead? And realistically, you push me away and then you get mad when I'm on my way out. What is wrong with you? Obviously, a lot. And that's okay. But you're not taking the time to do therapy. How the fuck, Bobby, are you doing therapy if you're working 60 hours a fucking week? I'm not your therapist. And you obviously aren't watching my videos enough. You're not dealing with what's wrong with you. And it has nothing to do with me, your wife, the first baby mama, your children. Whatever is wrong with you happened before you came into our lives. And that's what I told you. What's wrong with me has nothing to do with you. This was put in me since a child and reinforced in my adult life because I didn't fix it. If I can sit there and let, psycho ex-husband, with all his mental issues and his sexual deviancies destroy me, why would I do something like that? Because I'm compassionate. But I did it with the understanding that he would be better. If I got him to therapy and medication, he could start working on himself and be a better person. You're not doing that. There's something wrong with you that you take medication for. And I knew that all those years ago when you told me this. I would have never known that until you told me. You're taking medication for a mental illness that you're not dealing with. And you are exactly what it says in those cards. You're masking it with alcohol that you're so proudly to say on your page. You know what I mean? And sex and fantasies. You are not present in your current life. And I have all the understanding, but I'm not dealing with this. It doesn't mean I don't love you, because I can love any mentally ill, sick person. Why? Because I am mentally ill and a sick person. At the core, that's what I've been working on. That's what I was when I woke up. That's what I deal with, is my own mental illnesses and sicknesses. So I have all the love and compassion for yours, but you can't expect me, who's giving myself round-the-clock care, to stop caring for myself, to care for you when you don't even take the time to care for yourself. Why are you not in therapy? Your great job doesn't give you benefits. You can't afford to talk to a doctor about what's driving you crazy. Instead, you want to come and have, take it out on me, which is not even fucking verbally. You won't tell me. You will not tell me. You want to just fuck it out. Fine, fuck it up. Realistically, I thought you had more built up in you. We can't. I can't have a relationship with the person that you are. It doesn't mean I'm not madly in love with the person that you are, but I know that there's no hope. I will lose my happiness, my peace, my freedoms, my life fucking with a sick person like you. Russ, Lewis, Allie, Bobby, Marshall. I didn't see that when I was sick like you. I didn't see that there was no possibility of a true future with a person like you because I was sick like you. But after I, faced my sickness, I realized that, just like they say is you don't hook up with people in recovery homes because you're going to mess up their path to recovery. And not everybody's on a path to recovery. They're just in this home. Really? You cater to my shadows. You bring out my sickness. And obviously, same thing, going back to me and Bobby, you're bringing out a part of me that I have hidden, which is okay. I need to see it. But this is an unhealthy part of me. It always has been. And it only comes out when you're around. Now I'm bringing it out so often that I'm rehabilitating this part, but I don't need you to keep bringing this out of me. And that's where it is. It's like, Russ, I don't want to be around you, bro. Every time I'm around you, you bring out an unhealthy part of me. Why would you be around a person that doesn't make you, that makes you uncomfortable all the time? That's you. There's lots of people that love to be, that feel totally comfortable in the bullshit that you wear every day, but not I. And if you're okay with not being liked by me, then fine. But that's just how it is. Doesn't mean I don't love you. And that's any parent. You know what I mean? Their kid turns into this weird goth kid and starts wearing makeup and shaves their head and just doing. I still love you. I don't really want to walk with you out in public like this. It's no shame. I mean, I love you and all, and I love your expression. I just don't like what you're doing with your life right now. But I support you. I mean, here, I'll give you a gift card to, fucking Hot Topics and shit. Just, don't bring your widow friends to my tea club. You don't like us? No, I respect you. Just it's not, we don't mesh realistically, and that's where it is. It doesn't have to be a fight. Why can't we all sit down in the fucking cafeteria with, you know what I mean, in our little different, you know what I mean, and and just have respect. And that's where it is. I respect you. Just stay away. I actually kind of don't. Realistically, nah, I really don't. Going back to the rappers, nah, I really don't. And why is it? Because I can look at your whole career and what got you here. Where's the respect? You competed against what? What brought you to such successful lives? Determination? Marshall, do you believe yourself to be a better rapper now than you were when when your first two albums came out? Well, that's what's wrong with you. Because that's the guy we fell in love with, not this guy. Really? Let that sink in for a minute. Let the albums, let the tickets show, let the sales show. What brought you? Where were you in a part of life where everybody loved you more? Where were you then? And now you're trying to bring people to where you are now instead of going to where people are now. You can't read and relate to them. You don't know what everyday people are because you're not everyday people. You're not the voice of people anymore because you're not even a person like us. Really? Mm-hmm. I'm going to finish this card and move on. There is a commonly held view that the more powerful you become, the more aggressive and forceful you must be. The Divine Mother offers us a different perspective. You can be simultaneously fierce towards ego and kind towards heart. While true power comes with wisdom, and wisdom comes when wisdom to be gentle, and how to obtain. I'm seeing a vision. How to obtain ever greater outcome through tenderness rather than force. I'm seeing I'm seeing myself holding a child, you know what I mean, all lovingly, but turning my head and the Kali, which is opening up my mouth and teeth. It's like I don't make me put this child down. Don't make me put this child down is what that means, and that's holding, and that's what Lilith is about holding the light in the darkness. Sometimes a strong, unwavering approach, even a sacred rage, may be necessary to accomplish a task, but often than not, there will be another way. Kali comes with us when we need to know what we have. Excuse me. When we need to know we have so much divine support in our purpose that we can afford to handle what needs to happen for. I'm getting a download. Needs to happen for some care. What did I say? I said something last night. I said, you picked the wrong one for the long run. You're thinking about the long run. You're making sacrifices for the long run, meaning you're trying to plan out your future, which is that. You're trying to see yourself with this person for the long run, then that's what your life will look like. Just that. But where in that fucking view do you see happiness with this person? On page 211. We don't need to approach every conflict with all guns firing. Although the power will rise up to meet the need, we can give some. And that was it the other day, telling baby daddy, I'll unalive you, bro. Don't you dare take my kindness for weakness. Don't think I ain't got swords. Don't think I ain't got hands. Don't think I ain't got the power of God. Really? Mm-hmm. Anyways, I just was remembering that. It's like, Lewis? You think Lewis got hands? You think Lewis is going to stand up for us if somebody tries to bully us? Lewis and all his muscle and all his might and all his money, he's going to protect us from some dude. And, we're walking down the street and some dude's going to come and try to rob us. If it's me and Lewis walking down the street, any street, pick one. Lord forbid it be California. Fucking Malibu girl. We're cruising, bro. And somebody wants to run up on us. Who's going to act first? Lewis is going to do something about this dude, or I'm going to do something about this dude. That right there tells you I can't fuck with you. This is why I call you a bitch. If I can't feel safe in these streets with you by my side and I got to sit here and protect your bitch ass, then you don't need to be walking with me through these streets. As I walk through the valleys of the shadows of death, I fear no evil. I cannot take your bitch ass, scary ass, punk ass, useless ass with me through these streets. And that's what I said. Same with Ali. Marshall, are you gonna put down the mic and put hands on this motherfucker if I'm in danger? Or only if I ain't got it? Who's gonna punch this dude first? Me or you? We wake up in the middle of the night and I hear something and I know something's in the house. I'm running to the door. Are you going to sit there and tell me not to go or say, stay here, I got it? Who's going to take care of this first? I'm not helpless. You are. I've said this before. If we're in that forest and we offer these indigenous people what we have, and I sense that they're not going to take it and they're about to kill us, are you going to kill them, or are you going to sit there and just get eaten up by the forest? I come in here with all peace, but I am a warrior, and that's what that means. What do you have to use? Don't use your hands. We don't typically have to use our hands in this life. Your words are all powerful. Stand behind them. And use them to stand, you know what I mean? Not to put people down, but to cut the bullshit. Cut the bushes, cut the trees, and create your path. Cut through the meat. Really? I'm being honest. And that's the type of shit I need. I look at Wolfman and some of that gives me, I have faith that he is that. He travels through the forest. He travels through the lands. He is a single man, you know what I mean? Cruising through places where he has no authority and no permission. And he has to be just that. He has to be kind. He has to be open. But at the same time, he has to be ready. He's hoping that he can walk through here and you guys will have a good time. But if not, then I've got to make it through here alive. And he does shit like that. He goes and gets lost in places and he does that. And he has to rely on his ability to protect himself. And if he's taking someone with him. And that's exactly how I walk through these streets. My daughter's like, don't get women napped. Shit. Don't you dare pull up on me, bro. Don't you dare. You're fucking with and that's what they said. They can sense it. Kidnappers and rapists and, you know what I mean? And people that are out there, looking for people to snatch up. They have a preference. They know what is a good catch and what isn't. They've tried. They're not going to try to catch a big bad bitch like me. They're going to catch one to the head and they're going to catch a case. You're not going to get away with this. Really? But some of them are. You're an easy prey. Not me. You better pray to God. Just want to tell you that. We don't need to approach every conflict with guns firing. Although the power will rise up to meet the need, we can give some breathing space for that to instinctively happen and only to the extent necessary. The divine knows how to accomplish things in the best way. If we strengthen our inner connection to the divine wisdom, we will spontaneously know how to proceed. The oracle guides you to be present and do only what feels correct in each moment. rather than react or decide what you think your behavior should be. And that's it too. You acted crazy. No, I didn't. A part of me that you never seen poured out, that's been waiting to come out. And it was something, wasn't it though? Are you mad at that part of me? Are you appalled that that part of me exists and I gave it a voice and let it go to town? Well, that's why I'm powerful and you're not. That's my shadow. That's my inner child. That's my girls gone wild. Not the 43-year-old fucking Virgin Mary over here. Fucking shit. Mary had a little lamb. We're having lamb chops tonight. All right. You will sense the best way to proceed as you stay in tune to your intuition and instincts. The Divine Mother is guiding you, and you do not need to fear. There is also an expression, what's done is done. In the past, in this emancipation as the consumer of sin, Kali Masa na Saina devours past errors. And that's where she gives you the forgiveness. She helps you to lay this to rest. Really? This comes down to me and Wolfman. Are you going to be able to forgive me? And the question is, Wolfman, did I say something to you that was worse than what I have said to these other men? Can you understand now why God made me stop when it came to you? I had no fucking brakes until you came into the scene. You understand that? I had no reason to hold back my words. I didn't give a shit. Fuck you. Until you came and something came over me to stop doing this. I didn't even know what it was, but something about you commanded me to stop, to face this part of me and stop treating men like this. It wasn't your personal authority, but an authority given by God. You shall not do, not this one. And that alone should make you feel very special. But going back to it, what did I say to you that you can't forgive? You think Bobby's going to forgive me for this? You think Marshall didn't forgive me for what I said about his daughter? Did Allie forgive me for calling him gay? Does Russ forgive me? Are you going to forgive me? Are you above the power of Christ? You don't offer forgiveness? That's what they said. What stands between me and you? Forgiveness. Really? Well, that and my ego, which is yours. Can I be understanding about your fucking ways? Is what I have to deal with. Can I see your ways as not predatory and bad, but just ways of life? And again, that's a lot of the projection. You're a fuckboy and you're this and you're that and you're this and you're that. I am fully aware that you're trying to prove that you're not such things by not hooking up with women lately. You're trying to adjust this. I see what they want me to see, but I also see my own attitude and my ego more than I see that. And that's where it is. When I get out of the way, then they can show you in a light. But I see you in darkness, which is nothing more than a holograph of what I've already seen. Mm-hmm. You fit the picture. You fit the profile until you don't. Really? Mm-hmm. Anyways, powerless arrows. The concept of sin is not intended to elicit guilt or shame on our part, but to give us a sense that we became free from what has been. To learn from it, yes. To allow it to continue to define us and direct our course of lives? Hell no. I've done a lot of things I'm not proud of. And those are the things I share with you. But you're not gonna put me down for the life that put me up. I rose above such things, but I wasn't at such times. You know what I mean? If you don't forgive me, fine. You can't see that this is the first time I've ever tried not to treat you like other men, and you're not forgiving about that. Well, then I'll probably end up treating you just like them then. If we feel that, and that's it, it's like, I didn't ask for this. No, I didn't ask for this either. But then somehow we did. If we feel that what has been done is too great to deserve such compassion, remember the Divine Mother blessings are only able to bring benefit to all beings, and that's my sister. I could have said over and over, And I can keep saying it. My sister is never going to forgive me. That's just me not forgiving me. Because the truth is when I spoke about it, I knew who my sister was. And she did forgive me. I didn't forgive me. Really? And that's what I said about my kids too. They're not going to, they didn't forgive me for what their childhood, but that's not true. And Mary Jane called me yesterday to talk about it. She took a leave of absence because she's working on her emotional self. And, I don't want to get into it too much until she needs me, until she gets to the point where she needs to tell me how she feels. And I'm ready for that. I know that day will come. It's going to be painful, but, that's where it is like, I say that they don't forgive me, but they do. And that's where it comes down to is I forgive you. And I forgave my mother. I forgive my ex-husbands. I forgive everyone. Why? Because I too want to walk in that forgiveness. But again, we don't need this to define us and direct our lives. If we feel that what has been done is too great to deserve such compassion, remember the Divine Mother's blessings are only able to bring benefit to all beings. It is the human perspective that sees things in terms of winning at another's expense. In the higher and true view, that is simply not possible. I just got a terrible download. I would have took that bitch's karma. If I took Bobby off of Heather's hands, she would have won and I would have lost. I would have felt, in retrospect, you would have said you won and she lost because she lost a good man. And that's what happened with Russ. She took my karma, bro. I was going to be stuck learning all this shit with him. She took him off of my plate and now she has to deal with him. If I took Bobby from his wife, now I have to deal with him. I have to. And she's free to find love, to find experience, to find happiness. That's an ugly download. It's true. I'm left with the mess. He's a mess. She can either be married to that mess or I can be married to that mess, but he's a mess. And that's just the old me. It'll be all right. I know how we can fix this. I've got all the answers. I can help you. I can help you. I can help you. I don't even know what's wrong with you. And for someone that can't speak about it, there's no way I could help you. But how can I help you? That's just wrong. That's old patterning. I can't really. I can guide you, but I can't do this for you. I can't. And if you can't cry, we're doomed. You're done. If you can't let out all that pain that's in there because you're too proud, you're never going to be healed. Logic can cry. I've seen it. He can let his feelings out. Dude, you know how some of this happened yesterday where the tears burn? It's like burns coming out. These ones burn. If you can't even face it, bro, you're never going to get better. I wasn't winning shit, bro. I'm telling you, I wasn't even winning. I was going to have to step into her role and clean up her mess. Because that's what he was going to need. He was going to need another stepmom. You know what I mean? He was going to need all this. But what he really needs is all that. What he gets from me is love. Right? So that's what he really wants. But how can I give you that when I'm giving it all to your family and to the house and to all that? And that's what it is. He can't love his wife because he needs love. Just like he can't love me. He needs something he doesn't have it to give. And that was Russ. Russ didn't have this. He needed it from me. He needed me to show him what it was before and then to find his own. True, what is this? True benefit brings spiritual benefit to all beings. What is truly right in the spirit rather than a matter of one's opinion versus another's is ultimately best for you. And that's what I said when Wolfman was tied up with some girl. I was like, oh, okay, he's got someone to teach him. I don't have to be there. Realistically, this is gonna be, I don't know. I say that, especially when it comes to Russ. Oh, dude, I dodged a serious bullet. I wasn't jealous, but I didn't see what it was. And they were like, I got you. It was like one of those, I got him things. You got a fucked up version of a man and you can have him. I never wanted this version of this man. And that's what I said to Bobby. I don't want whatever you are for her. I don't want what you are for them. I want something that you're not for them. Something that, you know, I just want to point that out. It's like I wasn't going to win. I was going to lose hard. If I would have got what I wanted, I would have got a lifetime of fucking. I wouldn't have. At some point, I would have broke free. I don't know. I can't say that. Maybe I would have never gave up on you because it took me long enough to just walk away. I can't ever say I gave up on you. I don't know if I would have been able to break free from that, if I would have gotten into a relationship with any of you, if I would have been able to walk away from it after I started it. Why? Because I was so determined to make any relation, make this last one work. So if I would have walked in, I would have done anything to make it work. I would have considered that it was always my fault that it wasn't working because I was still dealing with me. I would have never seen that you had your own problems. I would have just kept blaming myself and just kept trying. I wouldn't have walked away. In essence, I think you would have walked all over me. Really? Mm-hmm. That's why I didn't get with Bobby in the beginning. I wasn't ready to be in no fucking relationship. And that is it too. I don't want to sacrifice myself to please you. That's not pleasing to me. And it's not pleasing to God. When this oracle arises, it calls you to give up the past and your stories about it, especially those that tether you to something you have long since outgrown. Let yourself off the hook. Trust that if you have been beaten down, you will rise and with divine grace to believe in yourself and your path and to know that ultimately your divine destiny can never be overcome. There's an invocation and then there's a prayer and a ritual. I don't feel obligated to tell you it. Why? No, I just don't. You're welcome to purchase these. I'm out of breath. Obviously, an hour and 45, I'm done. The invocation's right here where you can say the prayer. And each of these, they have them after each one. I'm going to leave those there and just let it marinate. The Page of Cups is, you know what I mean, taking an adventure in your heart. The Hangman obviously is being stuck in which way to go. And now reading the Kali, it's being cut out. Somebody's gonna come and cut you off that branch. Really? I'd be lying if I said I didn't mean for this to happen. And that's what makes me mean. I don't want to deal with you the way you are. And the only reason I deal with you is because every time you come back, I think there's something different. And that's my problem. But it takes no time at all to realize there's nothing new about you. I know you're angry that I don't like this version of you, but ask yourself, do you like this version of you? And furthermore, ask yourself, why does my girlfriend like me? Why do people like me? And then you're really going to see the truth, bro. It's not that you're not a great person and that you should hate yourself and that you should feel all condemned. It's just notice that you're not yourself. This isn't who you are. That's all that means. That you don't know who, and that's what happens when you come out of a divorce. You have no idea who you are anymore. You gave your whole, however many years to this identity of you were somebody's wife or husband. And now that's been stripped away. So now you have no fucking identity. You also, you know what I mean? lost all kinds of friends and your home and your structure, and you probably quit your job and all kinds of shit to get away from this identity, which was your marriage. You come out of it and you don't know who you are anymore. You knew who you were before you went into it. And then you went through this and now you're like, what am I? And so your natural impulse is to go back to who you were before the marriage, to try to put yourself back on. But that doesn't feel right. And now you're really lost. You really don't know who you are anymore because you've been playing this role for so long, which was house bitch or whatever that may look like to you. You want to find yourself and you're looking to other people like, what do I do? You literally been institutionalized in your mind for all this time, and now you're free. You can do whatever you want. You can do whatever you want. And yet you have no desire. You don't even know what you want anymore because you have no wants. They've been pulled out of you since the marriage. You had no wants in the marriage. So you didn't come out with any. It takes you so long to go back to, you know what I mean, just sitting with yourself, just finding out, who am I anymore? And that's what I mean about that displeasure. You don't hate yourself, you just don't know yourself anymore. You're not what you were, and you're not what you're destined to be. You're just in this weird, mushy phase of, transformation. And it doesn't happen right away. You don't start to reestablish yourself for some time. It took me 5 years where I was back to, this is my life and this is what I do and this is me and welcome to my new life. Only to turn around and fuck that all up. Today's a new year. It could be a new you, but that means you have to do a lot of work. You don't have to do it, won't happen overnight, but you have to start some of this. You have to start excavating certain parts of your brain, certain thoughts, certain feelings, certain beliefs, certain ways, certain habits. Have you ever tried, Bobby? Have you ever tried to go home and not drink? Like, is there a bottle waiting for you, or you stop at the liquor store on the way home? Have you ever tried to make it through your life without alcohol? Don't you think that's not a good life if you need to be drunk to be at home? Have you ever tried to just try to endure it without alcohol? Could you endure a day? Could you endure a week of your family? Could you make it through to see what it is that's bothering you? Maybe after a couple days, you'd realize that there's no reason for you to drink. You're just doing it because you allow yourself. You never needed a drink when you came home. You just keep drinking when you come home. Have your kids ever seen you not drinking? What do you act like when you drink? And this goes back to it. And I asked you this. I should have. Does she drink with you? Or she just sits there and lets you drink? And then what? You pass out drunk and there's no sex? Or what happens? Have you ever tried to change what's going on, your routines, your patterns, the way of life? Have you ever tried to make this better? You might have a better chance at home than running away from your problems, my friend. Really? Yeah. And as much as it sucks to hear this, I probably have a better chance at love than you, my friend. But if it's me, it's like, is that the same with Heather? She has a better chance at love. If you weren't there, she could be happier. If you're the problem, then why don't you fix yourself? I don't know. I feel for you, but I'm not your psychiatrist or your therapist. I'm just a woman that's in love with you that wants you to be a better person for your children, for the future. Not necessarily for me, but if you ever want to be around me, you got to be better than this. You got to do better. I'm dealing with like my ex-husband at this point. You know what I mean? Seriously, the mental illness, the fucking cheating, the lies, the broken promises, the schizo behavior, the in and out, all of this, bro. You're really, you know, bringing my past to the surface so I can heal it. But it's your present. You are presently in a seriously fucked up life, bro. And I'm sorry to put it on the stage for you, but I've already put every one of these guys are standing on a stage of darkness. I have showed you how fucked up Lewis's life is. I have showed you how fucked up fucking Russ's life is. I have shown you how fucked up these guys' lives are. You want to talk about shutting down? How long has it been since we heard from Allie? Months. He shuts down for months. No, he's not working on creative shit. He's stuck in his thoughts and his feelings. He's not taking vacations. He's not dating girls. He's 20s, about to be 28, 29. All right, you wasted your 20s and your teens. Are you going to do this into your 30s, 40s, 50s? This is your life. Notice your patterns and change them. Stop going to the same restaurant. The girl of your dreams could be at the restaurant next door that you never tried. It doesn't mean that she's eating there. She could be the one serving you. I'm just saying. Really? Hey, good luck with that. I'm out of here. I love yous. I laters. Bye-bye now.